All right, guys, time for another recap as we are going to slowly start putting these recaps out here day by day at the TG33 YouTube here. So now that we have a little bit of a breakout and something to cover here, we had a bunch of days worth of consolidation. And me and my team have just been watching this nonsense all day as the range got tighter, tighter, and tighter, right? And we were assuming melt up upon catalyst, right? There's no other way. There was way too much doom and gloom in the news from Yellen, from Productions, JPM, recession talks, you name it, regional bank. Any of the catalysts is a little bit too much doom and gloom. And when that happens, we tend to look the other way, obviously. So when we are looking for this little bit of a melt up of news catalysts, we need something to break us out of the range. Well, finally, Biden got on, obviously late, but he did finally come in and address debt ceiling, which has been one of the catalysts that we've been dragging along here for a bit. And in my opinion, sure, there is a small possibility that we could default, but I highly doubt it. So what happened today, and what are some of the trades that we had taken here? So this whole week, I was watching some hidden fib systems, and our systems here at Boiler Room Trading and Trade Garage, we have a bunch of different Fibonacci systems here that can't really get into on YouTube, but if you ever want to join us, you let me know and we can get you those links to hop in as we slow roll out this YouTube. But anything above, we had a really, really good 100 fib mutation. It was 412.40. That level has been a breakout watch for quite some time for a pop and hold, and we've just had a whole bunch of tight range. And today, finally, Biden came out with the means to get us outside of this catalyst, right? Everybody was waiting on news, waiting on debt ceiling, just something to mention, and he finally did. So the Fibonacci sequence that I have here, anything above, and we play pockets a lot of the times in my hidden Fibonacci system here, gave us a support between 411.14 and 411.38, okay? Golden box support. And if anything held here, we were looking for the squeeze up, and our two targets 80% of the time will be 1618, and then the remainder of a lot less probability, but still very possible, the 2618 Fibonacci extension. Now, both of these hit off the catalyst of Biden. Let's talk a little bit about what other catalysts that we've seen here. Now, we had some interesting crossovers here on the MAC, TTM, and RSIs as we kind of came into that support. So you notice the RSI dip channel here in the morning came back up, ended up holding on the top side of the RSI channel. And we know as traders at TG and BRT, we love 50% of everything that will make sense if you tune in here day by day as I go over and break down these technical analyses and how we predict the market. The also zero line for the MAC was also crossed here. So we do have a positive indentation of MAC crossing up, and we also have a RSI channel up. We have a giant volume beat right here. So buyers are in control since we had this little bit of a Biden turmoil. So he came on, he popped up, and jumped off right away, and that small little pop popped us into trend line. And then I said, before we got off our live stream, I said, watch for a continued upside as long as this candle back testing goes. Let me zoom it up here a little bit so you can see. I'll stretch this down. Volume's always in the way on this chart. So we had the Biden speech, pop back up, hit trend, came back down, tried to fluff out people, but again, it came to my pocket of support as we predicted 411.14 and 411.38 from our hidden Fibonacci system. So when this pushed back up and mounted the trend line over the last consolidation of the 5-day 5-minute, you see the trend line coming in right here, did consolidate very well and obviously broke back up and went. So you can use a lot of different indicators intraday that would have helped you here on this move. And let me arrange these back up. RSI recovery of the 50 being one of them. TTM beat waves are great, but the MAC and RSI really helped out here today. So some of the other catalysts that we have floating here for targets and where this thing is going. Now I'm going to go to the 30/30 chart, which we love using here, and show you the last continuation catalyst. And if you notice here, this consolidation that we've just been dealing with has been range trapped in this light blue box. And that's a specific doji that I've been using to track over under movements on these charts. And something that you notice here again on the longer standing time frame, we had oscillation lagging, right? But actually running a little bit cleaner than TTM was the MAC. So the oscillation that kind of lagged right here in the dark sections, we're saying, hey, we could oscillate back down just a little bit at open for that opening morning dump, right? And it kind of scammed a little bit down under that 50 RSI point, and TTM went dark, but that's fine. The oscillation of the moving average separation here from the MAC, and then a bigger wave start right here after that 10 a.m. And of course, Biden was pretty good. Now we're hot right here, and our final target being 415.69, which is hit right here. Will most likely go sideways for the rest of the day. Then we will see further force up leading into Powell on Friday, in my opinion. But our melt up and still target is the unfilled gap near 421. 422 just sub, and where the deviations plan for us. So follow along for these daily recaps, and we will get into every little thing on how we predict these markets. Now, the next goal target here on the way back up, it's only Wednesday, so we still have Thursday and Friday. Thursday for jobs, Friday for Powell. So if we do consolidate here just a little bit, and what I'm going to predict here is the 2618 ends up being either the consolidation sideways move here to further higher after the moving averages catch back up, being the ending goal target 418.30 for tomorrow. And then we will look for a back test if this one does not work, if we do not catch support at that 2618. And we dive back down just a little bit. Best case scenario would we be holding the 1618, and then we will walk that right back up after. So either way, we're going to stick to our long consensus melt up to our final target up near the 421, 422, maybe this week, maybe next. Regardless, the catalyst is still there. I think by Friday, if this melt up continues, because we were sitting for quite some time in this daily consolidation here, day after day after day after day, just back and forth, I think she's got some oomph left in her. So a green candle to surpass the prior resistance of 418's daily candle. A lot of people have eyes on that because of the prior rejection that we had here on 5-1. So 5-1 was a pretty big rejection point for that, and that was meeting that 418, and we do have a little bit more resistance to that left, but we're going to clear house on this candle and this candle, and most likely put in a fat continuation back up towards those deviations. We've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. And you can notice here on some of our other indicators, mostly for my favorite here, the higher low suggestion on the 50 RSI on the daily chart here. We have squeeze indication. We had one relax wave on MAC before she's going to oscillate and hit one more upside. Now, we've seen this coming quite a bit because the lagged oscillation was telling us that sellers were kind of stepping aside. Same with TTM, and something was brewing for a melt up. And that's why we were so consistent all week on adding and buying these dips. Now, today was a pretty good day on P&L. We had about $1,100 on NinjaTrader. Here's the mobile version of my Tastyworks. I did about $1,325 there just between ES and MES. Some of my entries and orders you can always take a peek at as well. And you can see right here. Bring this up. And these are some of the entries and orders from that. And this was post Biden's speech is where I got in the last 5 MES right here. And that last 5 MES is what climbed 25 points or so. So we entered in at 41.44.50, out at 41.70.75. Now I left a little bit of meat left on the bone because we do like to get out ahead of targets here, just to really solidify that P&L for the day. As day traders, we love to do. We have other swings on that are going to take care of a lot of upside stuff that we may miss just day trading, but getting out right here into that unfilled gap, knowing we're going to get a little pullback, a little FOMO to the 2618, now most likely resonating with sideways action for the rest of the day because of that move. So we're going to gear up further on, and it was a happy day, a little bit about 3,200 together with both platforms here as we trade day by day. So that is it for this recap. So tune in and get ready for a whole bunch more on YouTube. Thanks.